A dispute that began at home, now reaching as far as outer space. Elite astronaut Anne McClain is accused by her ex-spouse of violating her privacy from space. The accusation comes from a bitter divorce and custody battle. Estranged wife Summer Worden says McClain used a computer on the International Space Station to access her bank account.
I was shocked and appalled at kind of the audacity of her to think that she could get away with that. But and I was also very disheartened that I couldn't keep anything private.
Worden asked the Federal Trade Commission and NASA's Office of Inspector General to investigate whether a crime had been committed. McClain tweeted, "There's unequivocally no truth to these claims. We've been going through a painful personal separation that's now unfortunately in the media." McClain's attorney told the New York Times she was only looking at her ex-wife's bank account to check on the family's finances as she had always done. The women are in a custody battle over Worden's 6-year-old son. McClain is fighting for shared parenting rights even though the couple has split. No charges have been filed. NASA telling NBC News it does not comment on personal or personnel matters. McClain, a decorated veteran of the space agency, speaking out last year on International Women's Day.
I think that my career and perhaps me being up on the International Space Station can really show women and girls and everybody that hey, we're not just sitting at the table, we're leading the table.
An astronaut who's orbited the planet more than 3,000 times, now facing scrutiny for what she's accused of accessing far below on Earth.
So this is an interesting one, Miguel, and I think a lot of people are wondering if there are charges that are filed, who would have jurisdiction over that?
It's an interesting question. The countries of origin over the astronauts, so in this case, the United States would have charges, be able to file charges. It's federal investigators that would do so. So if charges were filed down the road, it would be done here in the U.S.
And she's also a member of the U.S. Army, right?
That's right. So she could face charges by the U.S. Army as well. So that's additional charges if she was convicted of a crime.